The Waterloo County Jail, a grim stone fortress at 73 Queen Street North, operated from 1852 until 1978. While today it serves as a courthouse and office space, in 1940 it became the stage for a chilling execution of Reginald Whites. White had been condemned for what was described as a most cowardly crime: the brutal murders of John Milroy, an elderly farmer, and his sister Annie. In a bitter quarrel over money, White unleashed a savage fury, driving an axe into both siblings. But the darkest part of this tale began after White's execution. With no family to claim his remains, legend claims his body was hastily buried within the jail's shadowed yard. Yet when an archaeological survey was conducted in 1986, the other buried bodies were unearthed, except his. White's grave was nowhere to be found, as if the earth itself had swallowed him whole. His final resting place remains a sinister mystery, his ghost said to linger, forever bound to the site of his vengeance. In the quiet Vanier neighborhood of Kitchener, the unassuming complex at 300 Traynor Avenue hides a much darker past. In the 1980s, this row of 44 townhouses became the setting for a series of unnerving, otherworldly events. Tenants, especially those in units 18 and 25, began to report unsettling phenomena that seemed to defy explanation. The stories began innocently enough: bath taps suddenly gushing with water, tea towels inexplicably flying from their racks in sealed rooms, and the faint, eerie sound of unseen cats lapping milk. But it was the more sinister manifestations that truly disturbed the residents. Heavy footsteps pacing staircases when no one was there, cold, invisible arms gripping tenants in icy terror, and dark apparitions flickering just out of sight. One woman found herself paralyzed, unable to move, as an unseen force held her tightly until a neighbor intervened. Another tenant recalled the chilling sight of a shadowy figure, a man perhaps, crossing his room when he was home alone. Some sought solace in believing the presence was nothing more than a good neighbor. Yet beneath the surface, the malevolence of these encounters left many residents fleeing in fear, their experiences shrouded in a silence only broken by whispers of what truly lurked within the walls of 300 Traynor Avenue. Whatever haunted the complex, its grip was undeniable and unrelenting. This eerie tale, rooted deep in Ontario's haunted history, is recorded in John Robert Colombo's Mysteries of Ontario. Legend speaks of a spring long hidden within the forest shadows, where the tragic deaths of an Attawandran maiden and a Tayanantati warrior unfolded. Bound by forbidden love, they met in secret at the Oromocto Spring, only to be brutally slain by the relentless Haudenosaunee. Their blood soaked into the earth, and the spring became a place forever cursed by sorrow and violence. Though no written records remain, whispers speak of sightings. The weeping form of a young Indigenous woman, her ghostly figure moving silently along the banks of the Grand River, has been seen on nights when the moon is swallowed by clouds. Her cries, soft yet piercing, carry through the trees, a haunting echo of her brutal fate. And there's more, a sudden, bone-chilling cold that envelops anyone who dares to get too close to the spring. It strikes without warning, as if the spirits themselves reach out, desperate to pull others into their endless torment. If you dare to investigate this cursed place, come prepared. The air grows heavy and the temperature drops unnaturally fast, as if the spring itself still remembers the blood spilled there. In 1933, the Niagara Falls Evening Review reported a chilling tale of a spectral hitchhiker, an old man who mysteriously vanishes from moving cars. While skeptics scoffed, there were those who swore by the truth of the encounter, with a Waterloo motorist among them, his experience unnerving enough to sear itself into local legend. Another man in Galt grew furious when friends doubted him. Now a Kitchener lawyer tells his own eerie story. Driving alone on a desolate road late one evening, the lawyer spotted a figure in the distance, an old man hunched and frail, his long, patriarchal beard swaying in the wind. The car slowed as if drawn by something beyond control. Without a word, the old man climbed into the back seat, his presence cold and heavy. "Well," the driver said, trying to break the tension, "times must be pretty hard for you, eh?" "They are," the old man murmured, his voice unsettlingly low. "But the depression's over. Mark my words. It ended on June 7th. The lawyer chuckled nervously, glancing into the rearview mirror. "You seem to know an awful lot." Silence. A heavy, oppressive silence filled the car. "I said," the lawyer repeated, his voice rising as unease began to grip him. "You seem to know a lot." Still no answer. A creeping dread twisted in his gut as he glanced over his shoulder. The back seat was empty. The car hadn't stopped. The doors hadn't opened. And yet the old man had vanished without a trace, leaving nothing but a lingering chill in the air, a reminder that some passengers are never truly gone.